Bitcoiners, pre-coiners, no coiners, new coiners, Swan Force members, welcome to Swan Lounge, a weekly show in which you get to hang out with the Swan team and some of our friends from the incredibly exciting world of Bitcoin. Now, before we dive in, as always, we are giving away Jan Pritzker's book, Inventing Bitcoin, for free in an effort to spread Bitcoin knowledge. You can go to swanbitcoin.com/free book to claim your copy. We have it in 3 ebook formats and MP3, read by our friend Guy Swan over at Bitcoin Audible. All we ask is that you pay it forward by sharing the book with at least 3 friends and family, preferably more. Inventing Bitcoin is the book I send to literally everyone who is new to Bitcoin. I sent it to 2 people yesterday. It's short, easy to understand. You come away understanding not only how Bitcoin works, but why Bitcoin is so important. And to all the Swan Force members out there, remember to look in your referral dashboard where you will find a link that you can use to send the free book offer while still getting the referral credit. And if you're not signed up for Swan Force yet, come on, folks. I'm just disappointed in you at this point. We've got a great referral program that lets you get paid to recruit new Bitcoiners. Go to swanbitcoin.com/enlist to get started. You'll earn 25% of Swan's fees on their purchases for 3 years, and your referral will get $10 of free Bitcoin when they open an account with Swan. To anyone who is new and joining us for the first time, I'd like to welcome you. Welcome you to the show and to Swan Bitcoin. What is Swan Bitcoin? Quite simply, Swan is the best way to accumulate Bitcoin with automatic recurring buys, instant buys, and wires up to $10 million. We have the lowest fees in the industry for our services, up to 80% lower than Coinbase and up to 50% lower than Cash App. Stop wasting money on fees when you could be getting more sats. And we have incredibly fast onboarding. Go from 0 to Bitcoin in as little as 5 minutes. All right. Pay yourself in Bitcoin, folks. Come on. That's what you should be doing. That's what I do. Why? Because fiat money, the US dollar, is designed to go down in value. Bitcoin has a fixed supply of 21 million coins, and this will not change. This makes Bitcoin what we call sound money, and you deserve to get paid in sound money, not dirty fiat. Simply pick a percentage of your monthly income that you want to convert and then set it and forget it. Time is our most precious asset. And I know I'm wasting your time right now, but Bitcoin respects your time. Fiat money does not. That's why we're here, folks. Also, make sure to watch to the end of the episode because as always, we will have Swan Force Fridays where we might put our guests on the spot and give them 60 seconds to give us their best Bitcoin pitch. Our guests may not want to do it today, but we'll see. We'll give them some encouragement and maybe they'll step up to the plate. Now, before I bring in those guests, one last thing. Please hit the like button and hit subscribe. Doing so will help us get seen on YouTube and help us grow the show, which helps us reach more people so that we can show them why Bitcoin is so special. Now, we've got a special show today as well, folks. If you notice, I've got a new hat on. This is what I call my conference hat. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin 2021. We are getting hyped. We're all going. We're all excited. We're excited to see all of you there if you're going. And if you're not going, we're going to be live streaming the entire thing. We'll talk about that as well. Today, we have a very obnoxious guest with us today, but I love him to death. His name is Peter McCormack. He's host of the What Bitcoin Did podcast. We've also got Paige Erlich, an incredibly talented Bitcoiner who's been putting out some really fire content lately. Always makes me laugh. I'm going to embarrass her a little bit. I did a little digging, and looks like she is a winner of 7 Telly Awards, 2 Hermes Creative Awards, and a Summit International Award, in addition to numerous festival wins for her commercial and documentary work. So we are going to ask her about that, and we're going to ask her about her Bitcoin journey. I love creatives who get into the Bitcoin space, who bring a really professional eye to creating Bitcoin content. So I have a lot of respect for that. I can't wait to talk to her about it. We've also got Brandon Quidham, communications lead at Swan. We've got Camilla Campton, Swan Bitcoin social media manager. And of course, last but not least, we have Brady Swenson, our head of education, host of the Swan Signal podcast. I'm about to bring our guests in, but it looks like we lost some of them. But you know what? The show goes on, folks. TikTok, next block, doesn't matter. Peter McCormack, since you're not here, I'm going to make fun of you with a Scottish accent or something like that. We'll see.
He had to board his plane, man.
Yeah, he went to board his plane. He said he would try to join us. He's on the way to go see the Bitcoin car at the Indy 500. Oh, he's back. There he is. Welcome back to the show, Pete.
Hey.
What's up, buddy? He's got that airport Wi-Fi going.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can.
Hi, sorry about that. Yeah, the Wi-Fi's crap. Hey, Brendan.
No.
What's up, Peter? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm at the family's cabin in northern Minnesota. I might also have some Wi-Fi problems today. We'll see.
The trick is to time it so that the lags like interact in a really funny way. That's what I'm hoping for, but we'll see. Pete, I told everyone where you're going, but tell us a little bit about where you're headed and what you're going to be doing.
It's really cool. So, I'm very fortunate to have been invited to the Indy 500. Ed Carpenter Racing has the Bitcoin car, designed by Jack Mallers, a black car emblazoned with Bitcoin logos. It's qualified on the front row. We actually have a fucking chance that the Bitcoin car will win. On the front row is a car sponsored by some bank, PMC, or I don't know. So it's a banks versus Bitcoin. On the front row of the Indy 500, you can ask for a better story. And I'm going to get to go to the race and it's incredible. Very excited. I don't really know much about IndyCar racing, but it seems like it's a big deal. So it's very cool.
Oh man, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little jealous, but I'm sure you'll share some details afterwards.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll tweet some shit.
I was just going to ask if you're making any content. You doing any shows from there? Live from the Indy 500 box?
Maybe. Jessica Vaughan's in town, so I'm going to try and meet up with her and record something with her because I think she's a really fascinating character. Probably not make any shows at the race. I think we're just going to. I'm going to make a bit of content with Jack, probably videos and stuff, and just try and soak it all in. But it's just really cool to get a bunch of people together outside, having fun, not wearing masks, and getting back to normality. I think that's one of the coolest things about it.
I think that's one of the coolest pre-games for the conference, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Setup.
They should bring the car to the conference afterwards. They could totally do that. Put it on a trailer, truck it to Miami. I mean, I'm seeding the idea. You tell Jack and the team, and I just want a picture with the car. That's all I really want, to be honest. All right, let's Paige, you told me this is your first podcast show appearance, so we're going to put you in the hot seat. I'm sorry, but we all want to get to know you. We've seen your videos. You seemingly come out with a better one every time, or you're just not showing us the bad ones, but they all seem amazing. So how did you get into Bitcoin? And maybe tell us a little bit about your commercial film background. I'd love to hear about that. And what motivated you to start making these ultra amazing, ultra toxic Bitcoin videos?
Okay. I'm Bitcoiner 2017, so I've just completed my first full cycle. And in February, I started indulging my obsession and contributing to the advancement of Bitcoin with what I think is, my unique talent and what is also my profession, making videos about Bitcoin, Bitcoiners for Bitcoin Twitter. So yeah, that's kind of the quick introduction.
I'm curious, Paige. A lot of people, they bump into Bitcoin. After it clicks, they feel compelled for some reason to contribute to this thing. I'm curious what made you feel that it was a good time to do that.
Yeah, I actually came in 2017, the bull was running, and I was immediately obsessed. I mean, I'd heard about it for years previously, but didn't take the orange pill. And I finally went to a meetup, and it was just me and a friend with the guy who hosted, and he would show up every month, and if people came, but often nobody came. So we came, and we spent a couple hours with him understanding it. At the end, he gave us each $5 worth of Bitcoin, and that was the moment that I was like, the light bulb went off. You could say the bomb exploded, and I just I went all in. I was instantly obsessed. I kind of dropped everything and probably like 6-8 months deep dive into everything that I could get my hands on. And, you know, when the bull is running, you think it's going to go forever. And because I was new, I thought like I got in at the moment that it was going to go. And then, you know, and I had a lot invested, not only financially, but emotionally into it, because, you know, I've been down the rabbit hole for 20 years and lots of things that didn't work out. And I thought like, oh, here we go, finally. And then the crash. And I was, you know, after a while, I just became kind of, I had to look away, really. Like I couldn't, I thought like, it's not going to happen. It was a good try, maybe, or maybe it'll just kind of, you know, putter along and it'll be a thing that's there, but it's not really going to make a difference. And so, you know, I had whatever I had, but I just didn't want to, you know, I just didn't want to invest anymore into it emotionally, and just kind of see what would happen. And so I really like turned it off completely. And then I started hearing rumblings again. And so I had a bit of free time over the holiday last December. And I opened my Twitter back up, and I think it was, I saw the video of Jack Mallers streaming money. And I like, you know, practically turned the table over, you know, just like, and I just, it was that light bulb moment again. And so, you know, I saw like all the innovation that was happening, all the energy that was in it, all the new people. And I started doing research again and going back down the rabbit hole. I watched his interview on your show, Peter. As you probably know, I borrowed heavily from that. And that was like really the first, that was the first video that I made for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Twitter. And so, you know, at that point, I just, you know, it just kind of started all over again. And it was, you know, to answer your question, Brandon, it's like, I'm not a coder, you know, I'm not a lot of things, but this is what I do. This is what I can do. And when I saw what Jack was doing, and I was looking for a sizzle reel or a highlight reel or something that really, you know, told the story, and there was nothing there. And there was a big gap in that. Like I wasn't seeing a lot of the kind of content that I make. And so I thought, well, I can do that, you know? And so I just started, and then it was right around that same time that the Strike meme team was formed. And, you know, I was trying to, like, I didn't know what to do with this video. I wasn't part of a community. I just made it really kind of for myself. But I wanted to give it to Jack and what he was doing. And, you know, I was trying to, like, I didn't know how to put it out. I didn't really know anything. And then I saw on Twitter they formed this Telegram group. And so I went in there, and they were like, put it in here. And that really kind of became my home base. Like those guys, you know, wrapped their arms around me. They kind of showed me the way and gave me a home. Yep. Especially Yellow has been a great mentor to me and a friend. And, you know, I just kind of kept going from there. And I look at the feedback, or I look at the like the views and the comments and the reach, really, like how many people watch, how many, the shares, all that. That's like feedback to me. That says like this content is resonating with people. That I'm not the only one who, you know, that touched me in a certain way that I wanted to share it. And so, you know, a lot of it is just documenting my own journey. And, you know, some of it is like cheerleading, you know, like to say, I see something that I go, yes, I want more of that, more of that. And so I give them, you know, a little cheerleading section. And I also, sometimes it's something that like I really needed to hear, so I take those things and I make them into, snackables that I might watch like a whole hour video interview or hour and a half and take one piece of it. And then by making that bite size, like a cut down, then somebody might watch and say, oh, I'm really interested in that topic, or I'm interested in that person. And I'll always put a link to the original content so they can go and find more. So I'm like a little marketing department for something that I really believe in. And it's just, me contributing to something that I want to see move forward.
You're touching on so many different things there. And somebody in the chat was saying, how relatable your story is. And I 100% agree. And, Brandon, you were talking about how this not effect, this kind of thing that happens, that you get into Bitcoin and you feel compelled to do something to aid Bitcoin. Or to help others on their journey. And it's very real. And, I think that's what makes Bitcoin, one of the things that makes Bitcoin special, I don't see that anywhere else. Brandon, you were how do I say this? An amateur mycologist, and you took what you knew and you made it into something, extraordinary. And then recently, a few days ago, we find out that there's a guy who's doing these amazing little miniature documentaries, and he took what you did and then expanded on it and turned it into something even more consumable. So this feedback loop is not just individual, it's even bigger. And I think it's something that, is just going to keep growing and get better and better.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bitcoin it hits people as something that's really, really important. And it's something much larger than any individual. And from my experience, it gives me hope for the future. And so I see this thing, I see other people that I share similar values with working on this really, really grand project. And some people, Nick Carter, for example, he calls it working on a cathedral, right? It's a 100-year project or a 300-year project, and we're only contributing for one small point in time, and we're not going to see the end of the project. And so it's kind of like this religious artifact that reorients people's lives. And that's pretty special. And you mentioned also, Paige, that you're not a coder. So how do you contribute? And a lot of people, especially new people, have that period in their Bitcoin journey where they're like, I want to help, but I don't know how. And you're a great example of that. And it can be anything, right? Like the video people, the memesters, there's a million ways. It's not simply a piece of software. And so, yeah, thanks for sharing that. Super inspiring.
Sorry, Sister Maria in the chat. Nick Carter, quite possibly the most dangerous man in the world.
Yeah.
Nick is so dangerous. But Brandon, I remember reading that piece, and it was a really emotional read for me. Like, it kind of brought some tears to my eyes, and it made me think of The Pillars of the Earth. I don't know if you've read that book series, but it's this epically long series of books that chronicles the people who build a cathedral, and it's just it's awe-inspiring, and you kind of get that sense of something is bigger than you, and it's part of being a Bitcoiner, I guess.
And humans, in my mind, are at their best when we're working on these big long-term goals, right? If you're sort of just focused on yourself, you become neurotic and selfish and depressed, and it's just not the best version of being human. I'm guilty of this. If my wife's gone for the week and it's just me home alone, maybe I'm not as clean, or maybe I'm not the best version of myself. And so having those external forces to bring the best out of ourselves is important, right? Just knowing human nature, and then great, you foster an environment to get the best version out of yourself. And that's what Bitcoin feels like to me. It feels like a sports team or a fraternity or something like that, where I want to contribute and I want to push those around me, and we sort of all work together on this shared mission and sharpen each other's tool along the way.
Yeah, it's also, as probably in most artistic professions, they say it's important to have passion projects, and I haven't had very many. Like, I've been I get called video creator. You could say filmmaker, lots of things, but I do like produce, direct, write, edit, so I just say creator. And I've been looking for a passion project for a while, and I just like nothing I really cared to do. So, all my work is for it's for clients, you know, it's the things that they care about. And I put myself into it. That's what gives my work its signature. And, you know, then, so finding this is like, this is my passion project. This is the thing that I'm not getting paid to do this, right? But Bitcoin pays me, and I'm so inspired. And, you know, so I feel more alive than I have in a very long time. And the inspiration that I don't have to look for the next video that I'm going to make. I'm just on my journey, and they appear because I'm watching videos, and somebody will say something that'll just, you know, knock me over. And there you go. Or I'm just sitting there. Like I did one that I'm going to stack some sats that I ended with the Swan. You know, I was like, I'm going to smash by, and it just like, I'm going to stack some sats. And I'm like, oh, I should do that. So I just go, you know, get it and do it. You know, it's fun. Some of them are just fun. You know, some of them are serious, and, you know, some of them, yeah, maybe a little toxic, but it's whatever's going on, you know, it's very much in the flow for me.
What would you tell someone, Paige, who is maybe a few months prior to when you committed to start helping, and they're saying, hey, I'm inspired, I want to help, what do I do? Like, what would you tell that person?
I think it's a great question. You know, I think a lot of people get stuck in, you know, so like I look at your mind as a computer, and you're giving it instructions with your thoughts and your words. So if you keep saying, I don't know what to do, you're not going to know what to do. But if you start asking the question, what can I do? And you just keep asking and you listen, then you will show yourself.
Love it. So take action.
Yeah.
Do it.
Just ask and be curious, you know, and be open to discovering something and try something. You know, try. If it works, great. If you like it, keep doing it. If you don't, like, if nobody watched my videos, I would keep making them, because I love that people love them, and I love interacting with the people that, you know, they resonate with. But I'm doing it as much for myself, you know, and I think I would keep doing it, and maybe in, you know, 5 years, somebody might stumble upon the collection and say, wow, like, what happened there? But, you know, so that's the other thing, is probably like, what is it for you? What do you want to do for yourself? What gives you meaning? What fulfills you? What questions do you have? What are you curious about? What is it? Are you know, want to make a web, like somebody put in the strike telegram about, you know, doing a website about memes. Can you make a website? Make a website. See if, you know, send it out. See if people like, whatever it is. Just try it. Like, you can't really fail here.
There's no rule against having fun while we save the world with sound money, you know? Like,
exactly.
We don't have to be super serious all the time. Like, when I first got into this space, like, it was all through fun videos. It was just like, I used to make these Rick and Morty parody videos where I would do the voices, and I would just say to myself, let's try this, see if it works. And it did work. And I never, like, people would try to get me to, like, oh, you should do a video about this and that. And sometimes that worked. Oh, that's a good idea. But other times it's just like, you know, the idea hits you and I want to do this, so I'm going to do it, and it's fun. And, you know, it turns out better when you're having fun. And sometimes, you know, you have to make a video. You know, like, you see something and it's not a matter of fun. It's, you've been doing it so long and you see something and it just fires you up and you're like, I have to do this. And then, you know, you have fun anyway, but then it's even more impassioned, and, you know, then something really magical comes out of it. So if anyone's watching there,
I think there's something super powerful about newcomers coming in and actually documenting their journey, because we're all so different, but it all ties together with, you know, Bitcoin is for everyone. And you never know who that person is going to be that's a newcomer, sees your stuff and actually identifies with your story. And it's like, oh, there's a space for me also. So super encouraging for everyone to just go in, just start tweeting, making videos, writing stuff. It doesn't matter what you do, whatever you contribute with, it's going to touch someone out there. There's so many new people coming in. So we can all be relatable, and that's the beauty of it, that everyone's welcome. Yeah.
Bitcoin is for everyone.
Exactly.
You might say.
We should do something around that idea.
Not a bad idea. Sounds like a marketing campaign. Or
check your emails soon, folks. Oh,
yeah.
Hold on. Coming to us live from the plane. Peter McCormack's back.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
Made it happen.
Sorry. I have to keep this on now.
It's okay. Don't get kicked off the plane. Don't worry.
What masks did?
What masks? So I've got a funny story. I don't know if I've told it on the show before, but I had this new dog, and I walk my dog all the time, and he's the type of dog that he sees a tissue on the ground, he jumps after it, right? But unfortunately, there's this problem with people throwing masks everywhere. So I'm walking around town, and he goes after these masks, and I'm yelling, "No mask! No mask!" And I think everyone thinks I'm anti-mask when that's neither here nor there. But anyway, my dogs are getting me into trouble.
Somebody in this chat just said Peter McCoach. You got to stack sats. You can't waste your money on first class plane seats. I think, Peter, didn't you learn that lesson in 2017?
I'm in first class. Sorry.
I thought you learned that lesson in 2017, bro. No, you didn't learn. Aston Martin's in first class.
Yeah. Look, you do have to live a little bit also. Some people get more value out of certain things than other people. I get more value out of getting Sats now and Aston Martin later. Peter gets more value out of Aston Martin now and no Sats later. And that's up to him.
To be honest, when you're doing I've got like 10 flights in 3 weeks. These internal flights, the extra $100 to sit up the front, and you get the second casings or 2 cases. They give you free alcohol and food. It kind of ends up being worth it.
$100, yeah, definitely. I thought it was usually like double the price, though.
Well, not these days.
150.
Plus, you can use your fold card
and
stack Sats while you're doing it. So
yeah,
it's true.
Sometimes you use your points. I don't travel in first when I'm going transatlantic.
So Peter, what's the agenda? How long till you're there? When you get there, are you guys going to be like with the pit crew, or what's the deal?
Yeah, so get there tonight. Sadly, I don't get in time for the Barstool party, which is a shame. But I'm probably going to meet up with Jessica Vaughan and try and do something with her. And then tomorrow, I don't know what pre-events there are, but the race is on Sunday, and we get to be in with the pit crew, which is, I don't really know what that means, but that's pretty cool.
It means that you're going to get to change the wheel, Peter. When they come in, you're going to get on there. And you're going
to get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
You got to study up, buddy.
Try and drive it. I want to drive it.
He's going to hijack the car and drive it at least once.
Breaking news, Peter McCormack wins the Indy 500.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah. Dude, he'll go like 75 miles per hour around the track and be freaked out.
Honestly, that would
those cars, those are not cars. They're like rocket ships, and they're completely different to drive, man. You watch F1, Peter?
I do watch F1. Are you a fan?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, for sure.
You are.
So I guess this is like the American version, but I've never watched this either. This Indianapolis 500, I've never seen it.
I've been to NASCAR races.
Yeah,
those are fun. But
it's kind of insane. They just go round and round in a circle as insanely fast as they can. I was watching some of the crashes the other day. Pretty brave drivers used to be doing that.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Peter, tell us about what beer did. I heard there's some controversy over what beer did. Not everyone got their tickets.
Hey, listen, there was a limited number, and I've done as many as I can. And I held some back for friends. Brandon, if you want a ticket, give me your email and I'll sort you out. But you're probably going to be the last one. because that means I'm 10 over the limit. So I need 10 people not to turn up.
Well, good thing we're not live streaming.
Yeah, good thing a lot of people aren't seeing us right now.
It is what it is. Friend is my friend, and has helped me out with my show, so of course he gets a ticket.
Thank you, Peter.
When did you get?
Yeah, that was maybe
What-
show
what-
of the year. Brandon and Peter made an incredible podcast earlier this year. It was one of my favorites of the year.
Same.
Yeah, it was all Brandon. I brought it up yesterday with Eric Weinstein, and he just completely dismissed me.
Oh, when does that one
Sorry,
drop? I
Brandon.
saw a picture. No, that's okay.
Probably next week. Yeah, probably next week.
Any
fingers
teasers for us?
crossed. I think in summary from it is that I think most people will spend their time seeing how Eric debates and over intellectualizes it, and perhaps miss. I think he made where he actually said this thing. He said like he had a lot of hope for Bitcoin and Bitcoiners. He thought we were this cool bunch. All he's visually seeing is laser eyes and have fun staying poor. And he's kind of like, there's the action. And that's not to say there isn't any action, but the memes are interesting and fun, but it did make me sit back and reflect on a second. Actually, has he got a point here? Have we got so lost in the memes and winding each other up and talking about number go up and actually missed a bit of the mission sometimes? And that kind of balance between them, I think you need memes and you need to have some fun, but I think that balance between memes and actually like, shit, we've got like a job to do here. I think sometimes, I know I personally can go on the trolley, have fun side and actually just forget what the mission is. And I think he made a good point, because if somebody's coming in externally, they might just think, what the fuck is all this about? And so I think it was a good point. But then he went down the whole Gary thing and kind of went around in circles. But I do think he had a good point. But I think people will focus on how we discuss this and debates rather than the content, which I think will be a shame. But I think that's what will happen.
Peter, who goes around in more circles, Indy 500 drivers or Eric Weinstein?
Definitely the drivers. No, Eric's cool. Actually, the interesting thing about these interviews is like I got to hang out with him half an hour before we started. He's a real guy. He's really interesting, really funny. But I think in an interview, sometimes we all have to become who we are. And I don't think who he is in interviews is exactly who he is outside of interviews. Like, he's a very compassionate person, and he is smart as shit. I think I wish I had that side of him.
Yeah.
I like him.
We'll see. I mean, I think to some extent you're right. For a lot, for people who wake up and eat, breathe, sleep Bitcoin, like we need the memes, I think, to keep us going, to keep us in the zone a little bit. And then, not that Eric is doing a million other things as well, and so are a lot of people who are coming into the space, and the most visual things are these memes and laser eyes. So like I get it, but yeah,
it's also bull market vibe, right? Like there's a lot of cheerleading. The noisy ones are the ones who aren't working on something. They are just on Twitter shit posting. I get why you come to that conclusion. I mean, I think Twitter is far less interesting now than it was, 18 months ago, right? Where people are having hard conversations and we're okay. And
you're right, Brandon, but like, and I do prefer bear markets, I think, but even of late, like the caliber of content that's come out, like Alex Gladstein I've never seen anyone on such a roll right now. Like the list of articles that I send to new people is totally revamped. It's like the new Nick Carter articles, everything from Alex Gladstein, and that's kind of it. I send that over and I'm just like, read these. If you don't read these, then you're a horrible human being and you don't get Bitcoin. Not that hard, but it's that easy to get it now. So there's some good things too.
I agree. The episode you did, Peter, with Nick and Gladstein was great.
Yeah, God. It was quite a funny one. We had loads of technical issues and connection issues and kept switching off. The engineers did a great job of hiding that. Those two guys are just, we're blessed to have so many people. Yourself, Brandon, what you do in terms of content creation, what you've opened my eyes to. Brady is, I've told him this, I think he's the best video we have in the space. Camilla, I love your videos. I think your videos are awesome. And Paige, the stuff you're incredible. Like you could switch us 6 pounds and get hundreds more people just doing really amazing stuff. Brecky, I love you, brother. But yeah, I just think we're so many people producing stuff. I love your wax candles.
Yeah, it's true, man. Just to throw some shine back, man, like, what you've done is incredible. And, you were one of the first podcasts, guests I had on Citizen Bitcoin podcast. And that was because I was so impressed with how, you had rolled out what Bitcoin did. And that was really just the beginning, man. You've grown this thing into a beast, and you're orange pilling a whole lot of people around the world. So that's, props to you, buddy.
We're all doing it. And the great thing is, it's like anyone can just like call it. Like, I feel like first time I probably met Paige, I feel like I could just ping her around and say, Paige, I've got an idea, and would just do it. And that's where we're so fortunate. We all kind of dip in and help each other. We're blessed to have such a great group of people doing such amazing work. And so many fucking smart people as well. Like, I'm blown away by how smart some people.
Oh, damn.
That was an amazing part, though. Yeah, that was really cool.
Warm my heart, Peter. Warm my heart. All right, he's back. He's back. Peter, are we gonna lose you in the flight, or do you plan on staying?
First class gets Wi-Fi.
I'll have to.
This is where you can lie and say that you don't have Wi-Fi, so you can get off the show early.
Connection breaking.
Try and connect in at 30,000 feet, see if it'll work. That'll be fun.
Peter, I was gonna ask you. So,
do you remember the lightning torch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So my lightning torch transfer was done from me on a plane to somebody else on the plane at the same time. So we timed it, so we were flying at the same time and did the lightning torch. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember that.
A while ago, right? That was 2018, I think, or 2019?
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
Very early days of lightning.
I just wanted to add to the chorus that Brady was singing in a little bit on your stuff, Peter, because I've got some of my best content, like the videos that I'm most excited to make out of interviews that you've had. And because, doing this for a living, I can recognize like you're really, really good at it. And you have a way of bringing out a side of people that like, that's the kind of stuff that I look for. It's more of the emotional content. And, I really, like, I can't have the technical conversations, but it's inspiring, and also just the way that you kind of like, with as much pushback as you get, you keep going, and that shows me like, to a certain extent, certain things don't matter as much as people would have you believe that they are, and you just stay on your journey, stay your course, and you'll make your way.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Well, Peter, without this, there is no show.
What was that?
Without any guests, there is no show. So I credit the bright people that come on.
Likewise. Yeah, I remember, toward the beginning of your podcast, there was the first big major pushback that you went through was going Bitcoin only or not. And that was like a big decision for you. And I remember you came out, and you're like, look, I've decided this podcast is going Bitcoin only. I'm just curious. I haven't really talked to you about it, but what finally convinced you to go Bitcoin only? And was it hard for you?
Death threats.
Oh shit!
I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
I wouldn't be surprised from a particular subset of the Bitcoin.
I think that was just a number of reasons, Brady. As you know, I said a million times, I'm not particularly technical, and I can have how UTXOs work explained to me 100 times. I'll still forget it. I'm just not a technical-minded person. I'm a creative-minded person. And so trying to understand at that time, trying to understand every single shitcoin was too much. I was like, well, I just focus on Bitcoin. just keep it simple myself. But also in a selfish reason, I was like, it happened before my conviction was Bitcoin only. I was just like if this thing is a huge, trying to have the biggest Bitcoin show would be a bit of an asset. So just focus on that, and then obviously going Bitcoin only. Speaking to so many people, it just became quite obvious that it was the only asset that mattered. So
yeah,
I thank a lot of that to Shinobi for basically shouting at me.
So Peter, we were talking about this before the show started, and I think it ties into kind of what you were just talking about. Like the idea of trolling, like of all the people on Bitcoin Twitter, you've given quite a lot, but you've also experienced quite a lot. So like, what's your strategy for someone? What advice do you have for someone like Paige or anyone who's new, who might put out some content and is nervous and is just like, how do I deal with the trolls? How do I preserve my mental health, and how do I make friends with them? Because you've done that, and I think the best provocative people on Twitter end up becoming friends with a lot of their trolls.
Yeah, it's a good question. There's two types of trolls. There are funny trolls and abusive trolls. I don't have any tolerance for overly abusive trolls. I just block them. They're idiots. There are funny trolls. I found the best way to do it is just agree with them. So they're like, you're an idiot. I'm like, yeah, I know an idiot. Yesterday when I had a photo of me, Travis, and Eric Weinstein, they said, "Oh, you're setting intelligence orders." I was like, "Yeah, I agree. We discussed it in the show." So, like, if you completely agree with them, you actually disarm them. But if they're abusive, just block them. Block them and get rid of them. But I just think just agree with them. It is sometimes. I talked about this on the show with Dan that came out today. I mean, when the internet comes after you, and when you respond to it, you get called a snowflake. But the truth is, it's rough when you get thousands of messages a day, like after that Elon thing, and people telling you to hang yourself, you're all kinds of things. It's rough, but you've just got a way of let it all bounce off. Just literally let it bounce off you, and just, I don't know. I just treat it like a game. I think I'm going to have to get off and carry on. Paige, are you getting some hate?
Sorry, I wanted to say Peter tweeted once about the book, The Four Agreements. And that's like an amazing book to also read. It's personal development on how to handle all types of situations. So definitely recommend that book for anyone.
Yeah, and the Fifth Agreement. You know about that book?
Yeah, the follow-up.
Do you get much hate, Camilla?
Yeah.
Peter, do you remember? He was an old one. Do you remember Funface on Twitter back in the day?
I do. He was cool.
Yeah,
he was funny.
He was. I was telling Paige and everyone that he was the troll who taught me how to get trolled. And if you're out there watching us, we miss you. Come back to Twitter.
I gotta go.
You'll be well.
Right.
Hi,
thanks,
Peter.
Pete. See you next week, man.
You're still just awkwardly looking at him. Okay, there he is. Now we can talk shit about Peter. No, let's.
That guy's podcast sucks.
I got to run as well.
All right, Brandon.
You go. It's going to look better anyway with 4 people in the screen than this 5. So get out of here. Okay, go send some emails.
Nice to meet you, Paige.
Nice meeting you, Brandon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Brandon.
All right, now that it's just the cool people, let's talk Bitcoin 2021 because I'm hyped. And we have a lot of awesome plans that we've been preparing for 2 years now. Actually, if we're going to be totally honest, we put in to sponsor Bitcoin 2019, and we've been patiently waiting. The conference was going to be in Los Angeles, which would have been awesome because I live in Los Angeles. But now it's going to be in Miami, which is also awesome. Brady, can you tell us a little bit about the media schedule that you've been putting together and some of the guests that you've booked? Actually, before we do that, for those who don't know, there's going to be a dome. It's called the Swan Dome. It's going to have air conditioning. It's going to be very hot. It might be raining.
Outside the Swan Dome. Not inside the Swan Dome.
Not inside.
Right.
It's going to be a different kind of hot inside the Swan Dome.
So come escape from the heat. I actually grew up in Florida, and I'm very well acquainted with the weather patterns there. The way it works is around 3:30, you will smell ozone. You'll smell the ozone. And then at 4 o'clock on the dot, during the summer, every single day, the monsoon will come. And it will pour steaming hot rain, and you will be sticky. And then after the rain goes away, the mosquitoes will come out. But it's beautiful, man. And the conference is going to be awesome. I actually think it's early enough in the season that we may not get that, so I think we'll be okay. But basically, back to the dome. We're going to have it set up almost like a miniature stage inside. By the window, there's going to be this awesome table where Brady and up to 3 guests, maybe more, are going to be there. We're going to have rows of seats. We're going to have an amazing merch area and some high top tables and places where people can kind of hang out and discuss Bitcoin and talk. We've got some other things planned, but Brady, let's talk about the guests and what we're going to be doing inside the dome, where it's not going to be.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so we're going to be broadcasting live from the Swan Dome both days, all day of the conference. So there's going to be the main feed running on Bitcoin Magazine's YouTube channel, and that'll be, I think the main stage will be live streamed both days. So I kind of think about live from the Swan Dome as sort of the ESPN2 of the conference. We're going to have people coming in and out. So basically a lot of the speakers are going to be coming in and sitting down. We'll have a host chair. We'll have 3 guest chairs. It's going to be a beautiful setup. Great mics. Everybody's going to be, I think, sound great. It's going to look great. We have a backdrop right behind us, which is like the window of the dome. I think Brecky mentioned it's clear, so you'll be able to see out into the outdoor part of the venue and people hanging out and walking around. It's going to be very cool. We've got people signing up. I'm sending this around to like all your favorite Bitcoiners, and people are signing up for sections. We got Haas McCook, Friar Haas, Alex Edelman, Surfer Jim, obviously Brandon Quittem, Greg Fox, Gary Leland, Ben Prentice, NVK, BTC Sessions, Mark Moss, Will Reeves, Eric Weiss, Stephen Cole, Breedlove, Pish. We've got them all. Heavily Armed Clown is going to be in the mix.
Elizabeth Stark said that she would come, but she wouldn't commit to a time. So we're going to grab her and we're going to make sure we talk about Lightning.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that too. I mean, we've got Spetsky. I'm going through the list here. We've got Gladstein. We've got Jeremy Rubin. We've got Harry Suddock to talk about mining. And some of these guys are going to kind of come in and out a few times. So it's going to be fantastic. And of course, I don't want to fill up every single seat scheduled, because I want to be able to kind of have this organic, bring people in, whoever's in the dome, be like, hey, come and sit down with us for a little bit. So yeah, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you are at the conference, come in and hang out. You'll be able to, watch live and, get a feel for everything. And, who knows, maybe you'll sit down in the guest chair and hang out with us for a while. So and otherwise we'll be streaming on our YouTube channel, which the main channel got taken down today, this morning, youtube.com/swansignal. The channel we got an email at like 4 a.m, so the channel had been removed. So if you go there, it's a 404. But it's obviously a mistake. It's, so we've got some back channels happening at Google to see if we can get that thing turned back on. Right now, we're at our backup site, youtube.com/swanbitcoin. So we will be broadcasting this on Bitcoin TV, which is our 24/7 stream of the best Bitcoin content on the web. So yeah, we'll either be on /SwanBitcoin or /SwanSignal, but either way, you can get to it by going to bitcointv.network.
Exactly. A few other things that we're going to be doing. We are going to have some really cool merch. I'm really excited about this. For the most part, you just got to be a member of Swan Force, or sign up for our I think highly valuable and educational newsletter, and you'll get some amazing Swan merch. We've got some really funny merch and items that I'm not going to tell you about because they're a surprise, but I think they're going to make you laugh. We've leaned into the memes, so that'll be fun. And for those of you who know Bitcoin Arsenal, our meme site that we're always working on, which is swanbitcoin.com/arsenal, we're going to have a live interactive meme for you to play around with. We're not going to tell you what it is just yet, but it's one you all recognize, and I hope you'll have lots of ideas, and you'll be able to kind of change the meme on the spot and take photos, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're also going to be doing a book signing for Inventing Bitcoin. You'll actually get to meet Jan Pritzker. He's always in the trenches coding and doing Bitcoin wizard things that are above my pay grade. But you'll get to meet him. We're going to drag him away from his computer for a few minutes at least. And he'll be signing his amazing book. Let me take one more look. We got a few more things that we're doing.
Did you talk about the free baklava?
Oh, we didn't talk about the free baklava. So this happened like...
Very important. Mandrick, Bitcoin OG Mandrick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been posting about it. Like,
Mandrick used to work at he worked at BitInstant, like cleaning the bathrooms. He was like an intern for Charlie Shrem back in the day. Mm-hmm. He's been in it forever, and back then he sold a pan of baklava at a I think it was Porkfest or one of the libertarian meetups conventions for like 14 Bitcoin. He was the Greek Bitcoin pizza guy. And mm-hmm. And now, what, 10, 12 years later, he's bringing the baklava back and he's giving it away for free. So he'll be he'll stop by the Dome and hopefully tell his story to some people. You get to meet him. He's a really cool guy. We're also going to be well, he's launched his book already, but Vijay Boyapati is going to be joining us and talking about his book. I'm really excited. I'm going to be stealing a hardcover if he has any with him. Sorry, Vijay.
You didn't buy yours on Kickstarter?
No, not yet. I mean, he raised $100,000. I figure I don't need to do it that way.
Oh, come on, you got to support the Bitcoin education, buddy.
I will. I'm hoping he has them in person at the conference so I can get it signed. I don't want to wait and have it sent.
$60, and he'll send you a signed hardcover on Kickstarter. It might be sold out though.
Yeah. Also, speaking of education, we're going to be playing some games on the Dome as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that. There's just going to be so many things going on. It's honestly going to be like the biggest Bitcoin party inside the Bitcoin conference itself. And we're super excited to meet a lot of the Swans out there and Bitcoiners out there. So never be shy. Come by, say hello. I always said I give hugs. If you want a hug, I'm down for it. So yeah, we're just so excited. I can't believe it's finally here.
When you get
to the what are you going to be doing at the conference? Or I know that you've got something planned.
Can we talk about this marketing thing or no? I mean, are we not sharing it?
Why not?
Yeah.
We can talk about it a little bit. We only have
Camilla,
35
who's
people
Bitcoin for?
Bitcoin is for everyone. Para todos. Just everyone who breathes. So what I'm going to be doing is going around and interviewing some Bitcoiners and asking them why Bitcoin, why it's so important to them, and just kind of getting some background stories of why Bitcoin is for every single person in this world. So that's going to be a lot of fun, just connecting, meeting Bitcoiners. And like we talked about in the beginning, this is for everyone. And it'll be amazing if people can share their stories so that we can connect a whole bunch of newcomers inside this space and welcome them essentially, and give that message that Bitcoin is not just for people that have a lot of money or you're waiting for other institutions to let you buy Bitcoin. No, Bitcoin is already here. It's happening. You can buy Bitcoin. And yeah, everyone's welcome to the space. So super excited to connect with everyone. So if you want to share your story, find me, and we'll get recording a little video.
The Canacrat in the chat actually just mentioned that he just got his Bitcoin is for everyone email. So to kind of speak more broadly to this, yeah, I'm excited.
You got to make a video, Canacat. All right.
To speak more broadly, basically, a lot of people say this, that Bitcoin is for everyone, but we thought it would be really powerful to really show this through video and through personal stories. So we've set up a way where anyone can submit answers to a couple of questions that kind of get to the heart of who Bitcoin is for and why it's important to them. And we're going to be doing all sorts of stuff with this content, and putting out montages and highlighting everyone who makes a submission. And we sent it out to a few people just to start to test out the questions and make see what kind of answers they were getting. And honestly, we were blown away. Like, there was one guy who's an electrical engineer, and he's like on the job site in his hard hat, and he's just telling us why he's passionate about Bitcoin. There's another guy who's working from home and doing the same, and a woman over here who's like people from every walk of life, from all over the world. They're all passionate about Bitcoin for different reasons, all for valid reasons, and it's it was bringing tears to my eyes. So I'm really excited to see what this looks like when we have 1,000+ submissions, and it's just like it's going to be incredible. So if you're watching this right now and you're not a Swan customer, so you didn't necessarily get the email, reach out to us. We'd love for you to submit your videos, your answers to this. If you know someone who might be interested, reach out to us. We're going to be putting this out to the entire community. It's not just a Swan thing. We want it to be for all Bitcoiners. So yeah, we're excited.
And if you can submit your stuff in your own native language as well, I think that would be absolutely beautiful. We'll take care of making sure we translate it properly and stuff. But yeah, when I hear other languages and then you hear the word Bitcoin, it's just like goosebumps all over, because you really are connected with so many cultures. It's honestly so beautiful.
It is a really special thing. Since I got into Bitcoin, I have friends in Nigeria, I have friends in Venezuela, I have friends and the crazy thing is I feel like if I just showed up in one of these countries and I'm like, hey man, can I use your couch? They'd be like, yeah, come on over, let's talk about Bitcoin. It's wild. So it's exciting.
I have one question, Paige. Why do you call yourself a BTC soldier?
I just changed it like a week or two ago. And it's a line in the most recent music video that I put out. The line is, Satoshi stole your fire and now we're soldiers, which is like, a reference to Prometheus. And so because I feel like the videos that I make are weapons, and I'm a soldier on this battlefield, like I said, standing shoulder to shoulder with other soldiers who are fighting the battle in their own ways with their own unique weapons. And yeah, that's it.
In the early Swan days, we still use them sometimes, but we were just using 300 memes left and right. So I feel like we're all part of the 300 army, and we're fighting against the Persians, and we're gonna win. We're already winning, so it makes sense.
I'm just glad to be a soldier next to you guys and the rest of the pros. It's an honor, really.
Same.
Same, absolutely the same. We are very lucky to be here at the dawn of the Bitcoin Renaissance.
Oh, he said it. I love when he says it.
I know, it's like the best thing ever. I can't wait to hear it in person.
I said it for Brecky. It always makes him do something funny.
Brady, if I don't think I'll have trouble waking up in the mornings at the conference, but if I do, and you have to like knock on my door and wake me up, just like, Brecky, it's the dawn of the Bitcoin Renaissance. We gotta go.
Rally, let's go.
We have too much fun on this show. It shouldn't be allowed. This is illegal.
I know. My cheeks always hurt at the end because it's too much, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What happens to me is I laugh so much that my eyes go red with lasers. By the way, hold on. I think we're past the serious part of the show. Let's have a little fun. I found some filters that I just think are fantastic. Like it's not quite a Bitcoin roller coaster, but it's a roller coaster. Hold on, wait up. So for anyone who's worried about the price, don't worry about the price. Enjoy the ride.
Also, I want to give a shout out to Amber. She's on the chat by saying, thank you, Swan, for allowing me to honor my Native American heritage and using my tribal identification card to become a Swan member. So
boom.
That's really, really cool, Amber.
That's beautiful. Thanks for stacking with Swan. Being on the Swan squad.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us again from 30,000 feet in the air. He's back.
He's back with his first class Wi-Fi. Let's see if I can.
One second. I want to one-up Peter. Oh, nice first class. I'm flying private today, Peter.
Oh, yeah. Now I got the snap cam.
Oh, nice.
Can't have all the fun alone, Brecky. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I got to find my first class.
Peter, can you hear us or no? He's just came back to stare at us.
He's just like, yeah, just wants to hang out.
Can't talk.
Yeah.
Can't talk.
That's okay.
I don't even know what these things are. These things are...
Ah, there we go. There we are.
Peter McCormack. Hey, it's what Bitcoin did live from private jet. It's 2024. Bitcoin has gone to the moon, and I am up here in my private jet.
You should put Peter like right between you and Brady, and bring Paige next to me, so it's like all three of you guys.
There we go.
Wait, yeah. Now we're all on a plane.
Amazing.
Grab my champagne. I don't
Other
know
side.
what I'm doing here. This is really hard. It's not working.
What is this one?
Cheers, mate.
Oh no, that's not what I needed.
Oh, that's a land in New York, Brecky.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I'm in the Bitcoin car. Now I'm in the Bitcoin.
We're just goofing off now, Pete. Like we've basically given up saying anything interesting.
Imagine there was like a have to stop playing issue.
Don't talk. You can't talk about that shit.
You just had me go.
Peter, you could have had more of me, but you had to go first class. You're gonna regret that. You could have bought more corn.
I can't really.
He's crushed.
How do I get rid of this?
Sad corn.
There we go. That's better.
Why the fuck is my champagne?
Mine's like right there, but I can't get it. It's really frustrating.
That's really funny.
It's just
It's really cool that you've got your podcast set up right there. What was that?
You have my coffee though.
Chin chin.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, coffee. Cheers.
Skål.
This kid got the fuck up.
Wait, no, you don't say skull like that. Skull.
Oh.
How does he have these on? That's so good. Oh yeah, that's the for Gigi, the Viking.
Yes.
The Viking filter. Yeah.
Viking filter. It's one of my favorites. It's got snow as well. Little snowflakes.
He's working.
He had to go back to work.
Want to know something funny?
Hmm?
I'm absolutely petrified of flying.
Oh.
Are you really?
I didn't know that.
Still, after all these years?
Absolutely. Yeah, I hate it so much.
Don't
We're
worry,
here
Peter.
for
It'll
we're
be
here for you.
okay.
I trained myself to fall asleep before the plane even takes off. I'm out cold, like within 5 minutes of sitting down.
All right, everyone. I think we've run out of things to talk about. We're all just amped up for this conference. It's been a great show. Sometimes I do this. I end the show, and people cut me off to keep the show going, which is okay too.
I'll be there Wednesday night, beef staking. I assume you'll be there too.
Oh wait, Camilla's back. She said, "Let me in." Yep, I get in Wednesday night.
Who's everyone looking? Who's everyone looking forward to presenting the most?
Good one.
Looking forward to what?
I'm gonna go Tony.
Yeah, I was about to say Tony. That'd be a good one. Nick Szabo, because we never hear from him anymore.
Yeah, Sailor Max. I'm for entertainment purposes. I'm looking forward to.
That's gonna be bonkers.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
What
I
about
was
you?
looking forward to booing Chamath, but I guess he won't be there, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Peter, what are you going to do if Elon shows up?
I'm going to punch him in the dick.
You wouldn't be the only one.
I mean, he doesn't give up me, or probably forgot about me like 3 seconds ago. Yes, but I just, yeah. We need to move to a post-Elon world.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this Bitcoin mining council thing. I gotta say that, not a fan. So gonna have to talk to Saylor a little bit. I'm sure that he's gonna get an earful about it next week. So hope he's got his talking points ready.
I understand what he's trying to do, though.
I do. I understand it, but it's not necessary. It's like, look, Saylor's doing what he does, right? Which is to represent Bitcoin as a billionaire CEO of a entrenched corporation that's a public company, Fortune 500 company. So he's got to be careful what he says. He can't take this anti-statist view. He can't take an anti-dollar view. He's got to say it doesn't compete against the dollar. It's an asset. It's not a currency. So he says all that stuff. He can't really come out strongly for privacy or the fact that we need Lightning Network to have private cash built on top of Bitcoin. And he's got to come out and convince all the CEOs that it's okay, or give them cover to buy Bitcoin by making a Bitcoin mining council. It's dedicated to making Bitcoin mining greener. I get it. It's all PR. That's what he does. Probably doesn't really believe in it. He's just, it's marketing.
I will say, I was listening to Citadel Dispatch the other day, and they were talking about this also, and I think I agree that Saylor, of all the people who are new to Bitcoin, he's incredibly consistent. Like when I was telling my dad about Saylor, my dad was like, "Oh, well, he's just going to sell the top. Like, you can't believe what this guy's saying." He hasn't sold any tops, not that we know of. He seems very much on point and very consistent with everything that he's saying. And, I think let's watch his actions, and we'll see what happens. I've got some memes ready to destroy him if he turns the wrong way. You can be prepared, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt for now. Elon, no, but Saylor, yes.
There you go.
Yeah. I think Saylor's a top guy. I think his head is in the right place. I think he's managing a whole lot of complexity that some of us couldn't really imagine. And there's probably stuff we're not even aware of. I've occasionally had conversations off the record, and they tell me about things they've had to deal with running exchanges or dealing with regulators, and sometimes the decision's a lot of hate, but sometimes the decision might have been made for the better good of Bitcoin. I don't think we have I imagine the mining council will be disbanded very soon, and it will just become a way of coordinating instead to have good information to beat the narrative. But I don't imagine the council will last.
Yep, I agree. It's a marketing move. We'll see what comes of it. But I mean, the numbers. It won't be a bad thing to have numbers published. So if it's just an agreement to be transparent about the source of your energy, then that's fine. I appreciate that. That'll be good to have. There's a couple. I mean, 2 mining companies like Great American Mining and Marathon. They publish all their numbers already. So they're setting the example.
Marathon. Fuck Marathon.
Go on.
Fair.
Well, they're virtue signaling OFAC compliant blogs. Just fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it's bullshit. But anyway,
you see when they mine that OFAC block, that they mine that
and
OFAC
Bitcoin
block, and then a bunch of Bitcoin has dictated coins for it.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't do it. It's not possible. It's yet another virtue signaling marketing thing. That's what gets me about this mining thing too. It's similar.
Reminds me of the. I was just laughing about this, but when BlockFi had their little mishap before, sending the Bitcoin to the wrong person, blah blah blah. Somebody just made a great meme about them not accepting coin-joined Bitcoins. It was something like, tried sending it back, it was denied because it was coin-joined or something. Anyway, mistakes happen with them, but the whole tainted versus not tainted Bitcoin thing is something that I think it may persist, but hopefully, coin-joined get better, enough people start doing them, and in the end, they'll have to bend to it, so. Is what it is.
It's going to be interesting since Mr. Wonderful is going to be at the conference as well. So it'll be interesting to see how much slack he gets for that as well.
He'll get plenty. Or he'll just get ignored.
Maybe. There's going to be so many people there.
Nice.
I don't know.
It's where the puck's going. Hey, Mr. Wonderful, the puck's over there. Outside this conference. Why don't you go chase it?
Yes.
Camilla, make sure we get that on camera when Brady goes up to him and tells him that.
Oh, of course. I'll be ready.
I saw the puck go right out the exit. Go find it. The fuck out of here. No. Get the puck out of here.
Yeah, get the puck out of here. There you go.
I'm done.
Fuck you. Okay, you know what? I'm calling it. It's been too much. The jokes are getting really terrible. I want to thank everyone for joining us on the show today. Paige, thank you so much. We're really looking forward to all the content that you're putting out. Peter, as always, you're putting out great content. I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I'm very looking forward to the conference and seeing you all there. Reminder, come find us at the Swan Dome. When you're outside in the outdoor part of the conference, there'll be 3 domes. One of which is Swan. You won't be able to miss it. It'll have Swan stuff all over it. Come on inside. Come say hello. Come record with us. Come watch us interview some of your favorite Bitcoiners, and we'll see you there. We're just gonna have a great time. So, and if you're not there, catch the stream. This
why we're doing it.
Bitcoin Magazine is gonna be streaming. We're gonna be streaming. So if you didn't get a ticket, you can't make it. Don't worry about the FOMO. You'll be there in spirit, and maybe go next year. So, all right, everybody. Thank you, Peter.
See you guys
Enjoy
next
the
week.
Indy 500.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Much love.
See
you all
nice
down there.
meeting you all.
Nice to meet
Bye.
you too, Paige.